Welcome to Agenda Edina, a news program summarizing the actions taken in these chambers that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. Food and football. That's what helped an Edina restaurateur and the creative mind behind one of the NFL's most popular charity events receive one of the city's top awards for community service. Wayne Kostrowski was presented the Mayor's Individual Service Commendation by Mayor Jim Hovland at Edina's Volunteer Recognition Reception in April for his longtime work in championing hunger relief efforts. The award is given to an individual for his or her outstanding and exceptional volunteer service to the community at large.
He has created a national platform that raises awareness and millions of dollars for hunger relief, not just in the culinary community, but across the entire country.
In 1987, Kostrowski launched 2 downtown restaurants and soon after brought Share Our Strength's Taste of the Nation event for hunger relief to the Twin Cities. As president of the Minnesota Restaurant Association in 1992, he led the restaurant committee for Super Bowl 26, held in Minneapolis, and suggested the league start a celebrity dinner fundraiser similar to Taste the Nation. The annual Taste of the NFL now raises money and creates a national platform for issues of hunger and homelessness. Over the last 18 years, the Taste of the NFL has donated more than $10 million to food shelves around the country.
I'm honored to receive this award. I don't know that I'm the best candidate to receive it because you quickly recognize the incredible level of spirit and volunteerism that there is in Edina. Every city, every small town, every suburb has a number of people that volunteer and help out, but I think Edina is a really special place from the standpoint of how many people you turn left and right and you run into people always volunteering and helping out and making things better for other families in Edina.
At the awards ceremony, Hovland also presented mayor's commendations to Abigail Douth, Rebecca Foster, Bob Hartshorn, Robbie Latta, the Edina Public Art Committee, and 2 local Rotary clubs. A simple window replacement turned into a complete home remodel for an Edina couple, and now their efforts in historic preservation are being recognized. Peter and Sandy Cochran planned to replace their windows last summer, but quickly decided to put a little more work into their 1938 colonial revival home in an effort to restore it close to its original state. The Edina home went through a number of changes. Distressed cedar shake siding and old vinyl and rotted wood windows were replaced, and exterior window trim was cut down in size to match historic standards. Each window was then capped with a crown casing, and detailed cornices and copper capping was added. A new front portico was added, and an existing flat-top garage was demolished to make way for a new detached garage intended to softly mimic the home's presence. The home's inauthentic 4-season porch was also reconstructed to better fit historic standards. In celebration of National Preservation Month in May, the Cochrans were named the winner of the Edina Heritage Preservation Board's annual Heritage Award.
In the Heritage Preservation Board's award for keeping true to the original architectural style, yet providing for a home that meets the needs of their family today.
The city established the Edina Heritage Preservation Award in 2003 to showcase local historic preservation activity. The award is given annually to an individual, family, company, or organization that has made an outstanding contribution to the preservation, rehabilitation, restoration, and use of Edina's heritage resources. If you didn't send back your 2010 census, you can expect a knock on your door from the U.S. Census Bureau. The Bureau has begun its door-to-door follow-up and will attempt to get the basic information of the 10 questions on the 2010 census from all non-responders. However, the Edina Police Department says you'll want to make sure that the person knocking on your door is an official census taker. When a census taker visits a home, he or she will try to collect the information by interviewing an adult member of the household and must present an ID badge with a Department of Commerce seal and expiration date. The person may also be carrying a bag with a U.S. Census Bureau logo, and if asked, will provide you with their supervisor's phone number or the local census office phone number for verification.
They don't want to come in your house. All they can do it. It's very quick, very safe, it's very important to your community. So just give them the couple minutes that it takes, 10 minutes at the most, to fill out the form, and that's all we're requesting.
The 2010 census is mandated by the U.S. Constitution and is an actual count of everyone living in the United States. Census data is used to determine a state's congressional seats and distribute more than $400 billion in federal funds to tribal, state, and local governments each year. The city of Edina recently accepted one of the largest donations ever made to the Braemar Golf Course. A donation of more than $312,000 was offered from the estate of Wally and Ruth Dahl to the Braemar Memorial Fund. For more than 30 years, Wally was an avid golfer at Braemar. He was a member of the Braemar Men's Club from 1966 until the time of his death in 1994. His wife Ruth was a member of the Braemar Women's Club from 1966 to 2005. She continued to play the course regularly through 2008. She died in January 2009.
This golf course meant to the Dahls a place for them to come and play and socialize with their friends. They loved the place. They were here anywhere from 2 to 4 times a week.
No decision has been made about how to spend the generous gift. Spring is the time for proms and celebrations of all kinds. Photojournalist Brian Smith and I went along to a spring formal that celebrates an organization that offers residents with developmental disabilities a way to get around town, and in many cases makes it possible for folks to enjoy the freedom of independent living. Ann Booker has been living on her own for most of her adult life. She has a job, many friends, and a wide variety of interests.
I like rock and roll.
On this evening, Anne and her friend Barb are getting ready to attend a special dance.
When I sing the walk like an Egyptian, I go like this.
Being a non-driver, she can't get there on her own. On most days, Anne is able to keep up with her busy schedule thanks to Trail, or transportation resource to aid independent living.
I like it a lot, and learning new skills and being with friends.
Anne's mom, Nancy, says Trail helps her daughter live as any other adult.
She doesn't have to call me and say, Mom, can I take this class or can I go to this social event? Because she is actually on her own and can make her own decisions about taking anything she wants.
This evening's spring formal is a celebration and fundraiser for Trail. Anne has been using Trail services since its start 21 years ago. Trail was developed by parents like Anne's mom who wanted safe, affordable transportation for their adult children with developmental disabilities. Michelle Veith is the president of Trail and a class instructor. She's seen firsthand how important the service is to their clients.
One rider in 2009 rode 105 trips. That's 105 events that he went to independently.
Trail serves residents in Edina, Bloomington, Eden Prairie, and Richfield who are living independently or semi-independently.
We support programs that are offered by the Adaptive Recreation and Learning Exchange, and that's a consortium of park and rec programs as well as community ed programs.
And from the sights and sounds of the formal, the goal of celebrating Trail was certainly accomplished. With photojournalist Brian Smith, I'm Dorothea Marty, Edina 16. It was a great evening. If you would like to make a contribution to Trail, please send your donation to Trail, 9691 Belmont Lane, Eden Prairie, Minnesota, 55347. Still to come, the vision for a prime piece of real estate in Edina. But first, how the community came together to help those in need when we return.
Keep Edina parks clean by keeping trash out of recycling containers. Keep Edina's youngest superheroes at bay.
I totally forgot to tell you, I'm having this huge party tonight.
No way.
My parents are out of town. I got all the booze, it's all ready. So people are coming over around 8.
Dude, I will totally be there.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I would come.
Feel like you can't say anything? When you're not in a position to speak or want to remain anonymous, you can use Tip 411 to communicate with the Edina Police Department. Just text EPD TIP and your message to Tip 411. Don't be afraid to get involved. Anonymously provide information to the Edina Police Department by sending a text to Tip 411. A message from the Edina Police Department.
Welcome back to Agenda Edina. Of the nearly 10 million people living in Haiti, roughly 8 million are living in poverty. With most living without basic essentials like food and shelter, the country is considered the poorest in the Western Hemisphere. In May, thousands of people over 2,000 miles away, right here in Edina, worked 24 hours straight in an effort to help feed Haiti. Edina 16's Marty Dahl has more.
Chicken!
Soy. Rice. We at Feed My Starving Children got approached with this incredible idea by the folks at Christ Presbyterian Church.
They need a blessing for their great effort tonight.
We are hoping to have 5,000 to 6,000 volunteers.
You can get all these different age groups going. I mean, it's great.
Because we do a lot of volunteering anyway, in different places.
In 24 hours, we're going to pack about 1.5 million meals.
Chicken! Hairnuts here, free hairnuts. Here all night, so come on back. Come back at 3 in the morning and see what kind of condition we're in.
Recipients of this food are generally children that are very much in need.
We're trying to help the kids in Haiti.
And for the vast majority of them, this is the one meal a day that they receive.
Service is a big part of what scouting is.
It's an extremely well-balanced meal.
Chicken, veggie, soy, rice.
And so there's a process of pouring these into a bag.
We're just a cog in the machine.
The bag is heat sealed. They're stacked in boxes that have all been prepared and taped. They're stacked on pallets. Then they're wrapped. And then they're taken out to the trucks.
It's definitely the most meals that Feed My Starving Children has packed within a 24-hour period of time.
The 24-hour food blitz was put on by Feed My Starving Children, a Christian nonprofit organization committed to feeding those in need in collaboration with a number of area churches. Rain didn't stop the community from gathering last month for Taste of Edina. A special guest from California even flew in to attend the annual event. Here's reporter Kaylin Martin with more.
People traveled from all over the Twin Cities to Centennial Lakes Park to visit, sip, and get a taste of the sweet life at the Taste of Edina. However, this year, one man in particular stood out from the crowd.
We approached Gallo Wineries, who owns Mare Sue, about sponsoring the glass, and they jumped at the opportunity. I have Steve fly out here.
Stephen Marisu of Marisu Winery spent the day pouring wines at the Edina Chamber of Commerce event, sponsored by Edina Liquor.
People will get a plate, take a little break, come out and visit us, and I talk to them about, what food they might, with what they have, what wine might go with it, and I always have fun. Okay, I have open Chardonnay and
If that wasn't enough for wine lovers, Marisu sampled wine at Edina Liquor the following day.
Really good with spicy.
A sixth-generation winemaker, Marisu Winery has an elaborate history. In 1854, founder of Marisu Wines, Pierre Pellier, sailed from France with his bride and his prized grape cuttings in search of the best California had to offer. When his ship ran short of water, Pellier wanted to make sure his cuttings stayed moist.
The captain caught him sprinkling water on the chutes and told him in no uncertain terms that the water was for people and that if he continued to do that, he was going to throw him overboard.
Pellier decided to purchase potatoes on board and then placed his cuttings inside. keeping the vines alive until they arrived on American soil.
We originated Pinot Noir in California, and now 6 generations later, our Pinot Noir is the #1 selling Pinot Noir in the United States.
It's just a great tie-in to everything we do, featuring their wines, being the sponsor of the Wine Glass, and having someone from the winery come out and talk about their wines.
With photographer Aaron Klein, I'm Kaylin Martin, Edina 16.
A variety of Mirasu wines can be found at all Edina liquor stores. The search for Edina's new city manager is in full swing, and in May, a number of residents voiced their opinions on the qualities they are looking for in the future official. PDI 9th House is leading the search and selection process for a new city manager. After 36 years of service, City Manager Gordon Hughes will retire July 30th. At a meeting last month, PDI listened to testimony from residents about their preferred characteristics of the person hired for the position. PDI will use the testimony given at the meeting, along with information from City Council and staff interviews, to develop a candidate profile. Applications were accepted for the city manager position through June 4th. All applicants will be weighed against the profile. Members of the City Council hope to extend an offer by August 1st. After 6 weeks of intensive meetings, a group of Edina volunteers has developed an overview of how they would like to see the city's existing public works property and the surrounding area developed. As directed by the City Council, members of Edina's Planning Commission led a small area guide process to determine the future of the existing public works site on Eden Avenue. Dozens of volunteers worked together to develop 7 recommended guiding principles for the area. The principles call for a more pedestrian-friendly and connected area bordered roughly by Vernon Avenue and West 50th Street on the north and west, and Eden Avenue on the south and east.
It reminds you of kind of a time when the public really took a hold of issues and got behind them and put some organized structure around developing these principles. So instead of just getting this kind of top-down approach from your city officials, it was pretty cool that the public was able to come to terms on different principles and debates and issues and try to reach a conclusion that we'd all be happy with.
The council directed the volunteers to prepare a more formal report of their recommendations, which they are expected to act on later this summer. The Public Works and Park Maintenance staffs are expected to move into their new facility and vacate the one on Eden Avenue in July. While swimming and water activities are a favorite summer pastime, one local organization is working to make sure families are safe around pools. Brian Smith has the story.
It was a night like any other night.
2 years ago, Edina's Katie Taylor would have never thought twice about her kids swimming in a local pool.
We just decided to go to the pool. It was an easier way to have family and friends gather.
That night, Abby was the last one to get out of the pool at the Minneapolis Golf Club.
I turned around to look at her and told her, like, let's go. And I could tell right away the look on her face was off. Myself and aided by a lifeguard, we got her out of the pool, and she lay in my arms until emergency services was there.
Abby had been disemboweled by a suction from an uncovered pool drain.
The suction of the pool drain was so powerful that it had created a suction on her bottom, and it had literally taken out all of her small bowel.
The tragic loss of her daughter Abby inspired Katie to start Abby's Hope to keep children safe around pools.
We're trying to rid the world of senseless accidents at a pool.
Every year, approximately 760 children under the age of 14 die from accidental drownings.
One of the biggest ones for safety, which is just almost common sense, is eyes on as much as possible, especially for the non-swimmers. And even when you think they're a safe swimmer, it's good to have a buddy check.
Abby's Hope's goal is to raise awareness about pool safety.
Educate everyone on how to be safer at the pool.
They're holding events around local pools to teach children and their parents simple ways to stay safe around pools this season.
Reporting for Edina 16, I'm Brian Smith.
Abby's Hope will hold an event at the Edina Aquatic Center on June 11th, focusing on pool safety. For more information, visit www.abbyshope.org. Before we go, we want to highlight some of the many upcoming events in our community. The Edina Art Fair will be held in downtown Edina at 50th and France, Friday, June 4th through Sunday, June 6th. The Edina Model Yacht Club will host its annual parade of boats 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, June 13th at Centennial Lakes Park. See more than 100 radio-controlled electric, steam, and wind-powered models. Club members will be on hand to display, run, and answer questions about their model boats. Looking ahead to next month, we want to remind you that the Farmers Market at Centennial Lakes Park begins July 1st and will be held 3 to 7 p.m. every Thursday throughout the summer. Edina's annual Independence Day Parade will be held 10 a.m. Saturday, July 3rd, and City Hall will be closed on Monday, July 5th in observance of the holiday. I look forward to celebrating our nation's independence with you in July. Thanks for watching this month's episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.